Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AirMech 1v1 Ultimate Badass Tournament, brought to you live right here on OPTVLive, the world's largest tournament provider of AirMech tournaments. That is right, folks. We are the #1 largest AirMech tournament provider in the world. All the hype there, folks. Hype it up in the chat right now. OPTV Live Game D right now. All the hype, folks. We have in the top corner here, in green, flying around in his Jesus saucer, it is ImATurtle. His opponent for this match in the bottom corner, flying around in the blue with the Beppo Helix, folks. Beppo Helix. It is our man, D0K. We are off with a bang. I am really curious how this game is going to go because D0K has very few options that he's given himself trying to be such a badass. That's right, folks. Taking a look. Turtle brings sentry turrets, boxers, ice cream buckies, shooters, SAMs, FF2000 creepers, and jumpers. Huge infantry-based loadout. And then those boxers would provide a clear support and boost for all that infantry. Meanwhile, D0K, on the other hand, so badass that he throws his Beppo pilot on a Helix. For those of you that aren't as familiar with AirMech, Beppo is the slowest of all the pilots of AirMech. So unlike the last game, where we saw Raven, who is the fastest, most speed-hungry pilot in the game, we now have Beppo in the Helix. Helix, first off, not overly known for its speed to begin with. But when you throw Beppo into it, oh my. We have seen it, folks, literally, that some of the mechs, when they're properly parted out and upgraded and piloted correctly, some mechs literally can go faster on the ground than this mech can go in the air. However, the most unique thing from D0K's loadout, he only brought 2 units. And only one of them is offensive, guys. He brought Dillos, which consists of his entire offensive unit lineup. And then for that additional vision, he went with tons and tons of Sky Eyes. That is the advantage of Beppo there, folks. Even as slow as he was, and no energy on top of it, Turtle in the saucer just could not take him down. That is the trade-off. If you're not familiar, as I said, Beppo is one of the slowest pilots in the game, but the trade-off for it is that he can absorb more damage than anybody else in the game. He does also increase your attack strength, but it's the fact of the damage resistance. He really kicks it up there, giving you incredible survivability. And saucers, as we know, they're not huge mech-killing units. They're more of a support mech than a core mech, so it really does take a very skilled pilot to be able to use a saucer in a core role instead of a support role. But in a 1v1, obviously, everything is core because you have no teammates to rely on. D0K now, massive push in, 12 Dillos coming on in, meeting their face with all these boxers and death beams. D0K trying to use those Helix missiles, trying to take out Turtle as much as he can. Turtle will go down. First blood going the way of D0K. However, it cost D0K almost every single tank he had on the battlefield, while Turtle still actually held on to a lot. But now, while Turtle is dead, and during that respawn time, it gives D0K additional time that he needs to try to clean some house here, and D0K really desperately needed this time. That respawn delay can really be beneficial if you can capitalize on it properly, and D0K did it beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Right now, Turtle switching over to shooters. Shooters with those long-range sniper rifles. Very fragile since they are still an infantry-based unit, but very, very fragile. Need to be properly care supportive. Turtle looking to see if he can do some harassing, but D0K didn't bring any socket units or anything like that to be harassed. And there you go. Also, folks, look at that map and that radar and that vision coverage. Those 3 Sky Eyes giving D0K unbelievable amounts of radar vision. And because they're so difficult to pick up, Turtle not even seeing it. He finally picks up on one. He's finally realizing that there are Sky Eyes up in the battlefield. He's removing those out. Those are like removing your, the vision wards in other games. And right at the 4 minutes, 30-second time frame, Doc right there. He misses the first flyby for the credit box, but he grabs it in the end after the second flyby. Turtle not yet still realizing that these credit boxes are up, even though he's so close to it. Doc will zoom in, flyby, pick it up, sell it off. 20,000 credits for each lockbox. But Doc, very skillfully, only sells one of them. He realizes it will take a long time to build out those Dillos and to get them all online and all those credits. And if you're not aware, the longer that a lockbox sits, the more interest it builds up. As you can see, instead of 20,000 credits, it was 20,812. So that did give him a few more additional credits. Not anything overly significant, but still more. ImATurtle trying to stop this push, deploying out FF2000s in the process. The FF2000s look at the tanks and they're like, nope. ImATurtle completely left to stop this on his own, death beaming the whole way. The only thing that Turtle truly still has going for him in his advantage is he's been able to hit all the way up to level 7. That gives him a level 3 death beam. And unfortunately for Doc, Dillos are extremely susceptible to that death beam. They go down fast. They go down really fast to that death beam, especially when that death beam is at level 3. Turtle now bringing out the FF2000s. Here they go. They're going to FF2000 the crap out of these fortresses, but it really still does nothing anyway. FF2000s, biggest waste of an inventory, a unit loadout slot if there ever was one, other than maybe a probe. Maybe the probe might win out over an FF2000, but not by much. Doc in a commanding lead on this game. Mass amounts of map control. Nothing but Dillos all over the place. One Sky Eye still in operation, and that's it. But overall, Doc looking incredibly strong in this match. And keeping in mind, folks, once again, I will stress again, Doc, the badass himself, brings only a single offensive unit for the entire match on a map like Duel. Folks, that's pretty badass right there. How many of you would have enough guts to get into a 1v1 match against somebody else, not knowing what the other person has in their loadout, and only bring one offensive unit and that's it? Turtle trying to respond to this, deploying out massive amounts of ice cream buckies. They're shooting those missiles off really fast. And between the death beam and the ice cream buckies, Doc loses everything in seconds. I don't think the base even took a single hit. Great defense by Turtle with those buckies, combined with his own death beam. Where's he going now? This is hilarious. In a saucer, carrying 3 ice cream buckies because of Doc in that Beppo Helix. He could not catch up to a saucer carrying units. Now granted, saucer is not quite as heavily penalized as other units when it's carrying, but even so, folks, Turtle could outspeed Doc while carrying 3 ice cream bucks in his cargo hold. Now the only thing that Turtle really needed was that unit teleport, because then he could have deployed those 3 buckies. Because he's level 8, he could have brought his ultimate ability online at level 7. A Saucer's ultimate ability allows you to, anywhere on the battlefield, teleport units up to the maximum of what your cargo hold can hold. So you need to be able to fit that weight into your cargo hold. Meaning units like Devastators cannot even be teleported in the first place. But something like an Ice Cream Buck, he could have easily teleported 3, maybe 4. Nope, 3. 3 is his max right now, it seems. But he could have teleported 3 in, and instead of only having 3 Ice Cream Bucks that were deployed at the fortress, he would have had 6. That is one of the biggest strengths of a Saucer, in addition to its Death Beam, in addition to its Blink, in addition to its Abductability, is the fact that you can teleport your units right in and literally bring twice the amount of units into a fight. Turtle now showing us that abductability, trying to stay alive. Doc picks up the tank at literally the last second before it's reprogrammed, keeping it alive. And he sells them off to build new ones. Okay, that I have no words for, especially when you only have one offensive unit and that's it in the first place. Why would you sell them off? I honestly couldn't tell you. But that's what he decides to do, and he does it. We've got another V-path coming out, circular path this time. Doc gonna auto-deploy and try to build up a large Dillo army. He's realizing that Turtle is, well, as his name implies, turtling up his main base. The one advantage though that Doc has, and as you can see, he's massively exploiting it right now, is the fact that Buckies are extremely inaccurate. So if you do keep moving, you stand still, Buckies will pretty much annihilate you out. But if you continue to move non-stop, making it extremely hard for the targeting algorithm to actually key in on you, you can stay alive and you can do immense amount of damage. Which is what we just saw from Doc. He wiped out all those Buckies, clearing out the outpost, the fortress, and now with 30 Dillos online, he's doing a quick little scout, making sure, okay, did Turtle get any more out? Okay, no he didn't. Come on in, my boys. Come on in and reap the pain. Turtle trying to deploy a few quick SAMs, not going to do much. Doc needs to focus on Turtle himself, and that's exactly what he's doing. Turtle almost going down, but he does heal up, he does stay alive, gets back into the fight. Doc now no longer worried about Turtle. The damage is done, the damage is real. Doc will secure the win. 2 kills, no deaths at all for Doc. And keep in mind, folks, that was only a single unit that he brought in, a single offensive unit to the entire battle. That was pretty badass, folks. That showed a lot of confidence. But folks, in the end, it's not what I say, it's how you vote. So we will open up the polls. Make sure to vote fairly for each one of these players. Cast your votes for Doc first. Turtle will be second. 1 point was, it wasn't a badass at all. It was like a noob. And 5 points is ultimate badass. So cast your votes accordingly. Don't go anywhere. We have more tournament coming for you. It's a great night. It's going to keep being great. Don't go anywhere. You're watching OPTV. I am Steve. I am pleased to bring you this tournament tonight. I hope each and every one of you are enjoying it. Put your feet up, enjoy, and stick around. More OPTV right after this.